lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now. Jeremy Lee in the building and every guest that you ever needed. Sports cards after hours keep the hobby heated. Updates, hobby talk like you've never seen it. Sports cards live and none could ever beat it. Sports cards is a lifestyle. Sports cards and we live now. Welcome to another episode of Sports Cards Live with your host, Jeremy Lee.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. Just finished a great episode with the fellas from Liquid Marketplace. Thank you to the chat for your really great questions. Those guys handled them all, I thought, really well, and you guys provided some really good questions, some challenging ones for them, and it's good. It's what I wanted to be able to do here really is share the information and make sure that people are clear as possible about what some of these companies are doing when we do have them on the show. So I think that went pretty well, and enjoyed the show they did as well. So again, thanks to everybody who was engaged in the chat. Do appreciate that. So we're going to do a little episode, a solo episode here of After Hours. We got a few things to go over, a couple things that I did show, mention in the description. One thing, back in August at the National in Chicago, I took a handful of cards with me, and I gave them to PWCC, gave them to Eric Myers, who's my rep over there. And I said, let's put these in the vault, and eventually I'm going to list them for sale. And so originally I did that at the end of July, I guess, when the National was, and my intention was to have them listed on their eBay account. Well, we know what happened there. They were no longer able to list cards on eBay. So I waited for their own platform to gain more users, more traction in the industry, and I feel that it's gotten to the point now where their platform, their proprietary platform, is doing pretty well. I cover the premier auctions, and so anyway, long story long, I decided finally to actually list some of these cards for auction on the PWCC platform, and I want to share that with you guys. And I'll share my screen. I'll actually show you the cards that I'm listing, and maybe a bit of commentary about why I'm willing to let them go, because I believe all of them, there's not a ton, there's 20 something cards here. Most of them were PC cards. These were not cards that I ever bought just to sell or anything like that. These were cards that I bought for collections, but I'll explain why I'm letting those cards go. The other thing I want to do is talk about the Edmonton Expo that just was last weekend that I was at, and share a bit about my experience there, and show you guys the cards that I picked up for my personal collection. I've got a stack of them right over there. I can't wait to share those with you all. And thirdly, Upper Deck sent me a box of 2021 Goodwin Champions. So we're going to open this up and see what's inside. Should be fun. So Goodwin is always a fun crack. I tend to open a box a year of this, and so many different sort of things in here. Legendary ship relics this year. So, I mean, it's neat stuff that you're not going to find in most boxes of cards or packs of cards. So really cool stuff there. But what should we start with, guys? Put it in the comments. What do you want me to do first? Should we talk about the Expo? Should I talk about my PWCC cards that are selling? Open up the box of Goodwin? The other thing I'm going to do is, if you follow me on Instagram, and I put in my story, I shared a story. I recently acquired a pretty big collection locally, and the collector I bought out, he focused a lot on the Dallas Stars, specifically Mike Modano. If you don't know Mike Modano, one of the greatest US-born hockey players of all time, a Hall of Famer, one of those players who, he's not like a Gretzky or a Lemieux, but he's that next tier to me. He fits in with the Steve Yzermans and the Joe Sakic's of that era. Just a guy that he's an easy guy to like, an easy player to be a fan of. And so this collection had a lot of Mike Modano cards in it. And there's one Mike Modano account on Instagram that I'm a big fan of. His name is Scott, mo.card.collection. Mo short for Modano, mo.card.collection. I encourage you to check him out, give him a follow. He just shows his Modano cards, and they're always really cool. Anyway, I reached out to him and I said, listen, I just picked up this collection, lots of Modanos, and I want to give you first look at them and see if there's anything that you want. So we arranged a video call, and we went through them, and I showed him all the cards. We ended up doing a deal for, I think, 83 cards I shipped out to him. and he just received them this morning. Overnight service we did. We did the deal before the Edmonton Expo, but I told him I'm not going to ship it out till after. I was just too busy. We did overnight service via UPS 2 days ago, and again, I literally dropped them off at like 3 in the afternoon. He had them by about 10 a.m. the next day, Canada to California. So really happy with UPS's service on that, and I know that Scott was really happy. So, but I'm telling you the story because what happened with this collection was that I actually pulled out about 13 or 14 cards, Mike Modano cards. And thank you guys for the comments. I see them. I actually pulled out 13 or 14 Mike Modano cards that I didn't show Scott. He wasn't going to be able to buy those from me. I decided I'm going to keep these for myself. I'm going to create a little Mike Modano PC in my collection overall. I've already had a couple cards of his in the past that I was hesitant to sell because they're so nice. Mike Modano has one of the nicest autographs in the hobby, but he also is very good at applying the exact amount of pressure to that marker, to the Sharpie or whatever on the card. So his autograph is always bold and brilliant. He just did a great job with his autograph. So I kept a few for myself, and I'll show them to you at some point here as well. So that's what's on tap for this episode of After Hours, guys. Thank you all who have joined. Let's have some comments here. Lapper, yeah, I'm glad you were there and enjoyed that last episode with the fellows from Liquid Marketplace. Philly Joe will need to catch the whole SCL that just finished. Yeah, hey, that's the beauty of YouTube, right? They live on the YouTube channel, so very good. Lapper likes the 2021 Goodwin. We'll break that. Brendan Ryan, love Goodwins. Oddball cards. Yeah, same here. I have right there is an old Goodwins card. That's actually a cat card in memory of my old cat. All Valley, how was the expo? The expo was excellent, guys. This was the first time that the expo, which is the sport card expo run by Steve Menzie, who's out of Toronto. It's the first time that he's expanded outside of Toronto with the expo brand, and he brought it to Edmonton, which is, in my opinion, Edmonton is the hobby hotbed of Western Canada. You know, we've got Calgary, where I live, which is 3 hours south by car, just not as much of a hobby hotbed as Edmonton is 3 hours north. You got Vancouver, which is a great market, but not the hobby hotbed. So I'm glad that that the expo has come out to Edmonton, my province. I can drive there, so I could take all my stuff, which I did. I had 2 booths at this thing, and basically I had, I think I had 11 showcases filled with cards and like 18 or 19 2-row boxes filled with cards, more than I've ever had at a card show before. The result of buying a couple of large collections. And my buddies, Darcy and Pete, were supposed to be hanging out at my booth. They ended up getting their own booth, so I was kind of on my own. But luckily, me and Darcy brokered a deal for his son to help me out at my booth. So I had Liam at the booth quite a bit, helping me out, and other hobby friends along the way who, you know, did me the favor if I had to go to the bathroom or grab a drink or whatever. Still, it was a great experience. I had so much stuff there, and I came back with a lot less. And how I did that was, first of all, I sold a lot of cards, because I had a lot of lower end, like $5 to $100 cards with me, ran all the way up the gamut in terms of values. But these boxes that I had laid out, people were flipping through them constantly and buying them by the handful. Some people came back 4 or 5 times, buying stacks each time. So it was a great show for me that way. Got to see so many people. On the first day, which was the Friday, I did 57 deals. So I track everything. I did 57 deals on day one, whether they were whether it was buying, selling, or trading. But I can tell you, I only did, they were all sales, except for one deal was a combination of a sale trade where I gave up a card, I took back cash and a card. So Friday, if you did the math, I averaged a deal every 6 minutes that the show was open. I don't know if I've ever had that sort of pace, that sort of deal flow pace before at a card show, but it was an excellent day on Friday, better than many shows combined have been in the past. So Friday was a killer day. And I remember Friday night having dinner at the local pub with a bunch of guys, and everyone was really pumped about everyone had a good day on Friday, it seemed like. And so many people were talking about how, well, Saturday is going to be even better. Saturday's going to be better. And I was saying to them, listen, I don't want to, you know, party poop you here. I don't want to bust your balloon, but it's probably not going to be as good as today. And oh, yes, it will be. Yes, it will be. Well, Saturday was really good too, but it wasn't quite as good as Friday. Saturday my deal flow. I did 45 deals on Saturday. So 57 Friday, 45 on Saturday. And then Sunday, I thought Sunday would be dead because it was Easter. And, you know, we had a huge Friday, Saturday. I thought Sunday was going to be dead, but it wasn't. You know, I was telling people, oh, yeah, it'll be busy from 10 till 1, then it's going to die out. It kind of stayed pretty good right through till, I think we closed at 5 o'clock on Sunday. I'd say 3:30, 4 o'clock. There was still a good crowd in there. Now, not as much as Friday or Saturday, but there were still a lot of people. Edmonton, again, hobby hotbed. People were hungry. People were hungry in in Edmonton for a card show, and people came from out of town. You know, we had Jordan Riker came all the way down from Arizona. People came from all across Canada. I'm sure there were more people from the States I'm just not thinking of, but really, like, it was a great show. And there's a lot of hotels in the area. So if Steve Menzie from the Expo does it again, which I think he's going to, you know, I'm going to be talking about it. I'm going to be there, and I would, you know, invite everyone who wants to come and hang out at the Edmonton Expo. It was a great show. So with that summary, I'll go through some comments and I'll show you the cards I picked up for myself. So yes, Expo recap, Jeff Lee Haskins, just a comment. Who is the photo of the person on top of that red case behind you? That's my daughter. That person is my daughter. She just turned 5. Her name's Bridget. That's my daughter, Bridget. And she's also, where is she? She's also right there. I think that was like last year's picture, and that's this year's picture. Philly Joe says Expo, then PWCC, then Goodwin. Done. That sounds good to me, Philly. Sean Robb, who we did a couple deals at the show and hung out with me for a bit and organized our Friday night dinner, says, my opinion on the Edmonton Expo, great show. It feels like Edmonton Expo is going to grow in dealer tables and attendees every year. Yeah, I'm sure it will. It was that good. It was that good. And I'm not the only one saying that. Every vendor I spoke to was kind of like, wow. Everyone was like, wow, what a great show. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's Edmonton. Edmonton's a great hobby market. Alf says Canada to US is fast, other way is slow. Oh, you're talking about shipping. Makes sense. Alf G, tough few weeks, losing 2 icons in the hockey world. Yeah, Alf, you're talking about Mike Bossy and Guy Lafleur. I mean, we're talking about 2 of the best players in the 70s and 80s. Guy Lafleur's rookie card is 71, 72 OPG. Mike Bossy's is 78, 79 OPG. Both key cards for any serious hockey collector. So yeah, it is a tough week. And Guy Lafleur died at 70 years old. You know, lung cancer, I believe, implications, that sort of thing. So the rumor was, you know, he used to smoke on the bench. He used to smoke in between periods. So maybe there's a bit of a correlation there. But rest in peace to both of those legends, definitely. R Sports Squared, really busy expo on Friday afternoon. Good to see you at the show. Same here. Thank you, R Sports. Costa, saw you at the show. Good to see you here tonight. We got Bill in the house, wants to know, was the Edmonton Expo much different than previous years as the summit? So differences from vendor collector. So the summit was another show run by my friend Marcel. And he did that. The summit existed for about 10 years. And the reason why Bill, we I don't know how to say it, we bought two, ask this is because it's in the same venue. The expo and the summit, it's the same venue. And yeah, it was a little bit different. This wasn't the Edmonton Expo didn't have, you know, curtains hanging in between booths. It was more of an open concept. The vendor mix, I would say, was a bit different because, you know, the Toronto Expo's going to have a different customer list than the summit did. So, but the overall experience wasn't that far off. I mean, it was just a very good show. I don't know what else to say. And I'll leave it at that, Bill. Costa says Friday the expo was very busy. Yes, it was. Lapper wants to see the cards. Steve Menzie, who owns the expo, there he is, says 100% expo will be back in Edmonton next year. Good to know. I collect Ichiro. Is that a sticker vending machine? That's actually a card vending machine behind me. It's an original one. I think it's from the 60s or 70s, Ichiro. JP, how did it compare to a typical Calgary show? I mean, listen, I'm a Calgarian. I go to the monthly show at the Acadia Rec Center here. Darren from Maple Leaf Sports has started up a show. Marcel and I used to do shows here ourselves at a local Delta hotel. far superior to anything I've ever seen in Calgary. Far superior. Edmonton's just a better market. It just comes down to that. And again, I'm a Calgarian saying that, so it must mean something. And because Calgary and Edmonton, we're rivals when it comes to sports. But when it comes to hobby, I prefer to work together. Lee Haskin says, I'm a collector who has the most cards I want. How does someone like that continue, find new cards, or upgrade cards they have? My advice is find more cards that you like. I'm always finding more cards that I like. So be open-minded and maybe just find a project. Projects are always really helpful to stay engaged in the hobby, Lee. Yes, Mike, we missed you at the show. Mike got sick and couldn't make it, but yeah, it was great, Mike. Too bad you weren't there. Terry Fortune says Rome's booth was incredible. It was like a museum. Rome Rant. Yeah, I mean, so the show was kind of two sides, and I was on one side, obviously. I didn't get to the other side until the very end of the third day. I just couldn't get away from my booth. It was that crazy the whole time. Brooklyn Pavlina, hello from Cleveland, Ohio, past home of the National. Good to have you in the show. Thanks for joining, and I'm hoping that, the IX Center in Cleveland is my favorite venue of all the Nationals. I've been to it 3 or 4 times. And I understand it's being rebuilt. I hope that the National goes back to Cleveland, because what a great venue that is for a large card show. Web02 is the common pronunciation. Thank you, Bill. And Brendan Ryan says, Edmonton is known for its gourmet food. Man, I miss Canada trips. Yeah, I ate pretty well there, I'd say. Alf says, I remember when Guy Lafleur and the rest of the old timers came to town in the old days, the hallways were filled with smoke and beers during the intermissions. Yeah. The whole conditioning in sport has changed a lot since as recently as the 80s. Okay, guys, so with all that, thanks for the comments in the chat. I got to the bottom of them. I'm going to show you what I picked up. The first card I'll show you was actually, I did show it on Instagram because I was just tickled pink to get this card from a buddy of mine, Chris Seabass. Brought it to me, knew I'd want it, and we did a deal where I got this card and I got cash with it, but I gave him a bigger card. So here it is. I love this card. This is my favorite athlete of all time. My favorite athlete of all time is a hockey player by the name of Teemu Selanne. And this is his 1-of-1 from Upper Deck Premier auto patch, on-card auto, game-worn patch. You can see it's a phenomenal patch. He's played for the Anaheim Ducks. Got the 1-of-1 stamp up there beside his head. It's got a blue acetate kind of finish to it. And the reason why he's my favorite player or athlete of all time is because he started out his career with the Winnipeg Jets, and I'm from Winnipeg originally, and I had season tickets to his first 2 seasons in Winnipeg, and I was at all the home games where he broke the recently departed Mike Bossy's rookie scoring record. Bossy's rookie goal scoring record was 52, and Teemu broke it with 53, or was 53 and Teemu broke it with 54. I was at that game. It was unbelievable. He then broke Peter Stastny's record for the most points by a rookie, which was another amazing record to be broken. So, and I was at the game it happened at. When he came to Winnipeg, Winnipeg was always an underdog team, always losing to the Edmonton Oilers, the Calgary Flames, the Vancouver Canucks, could never get out of the Smythe division. And Teemu came and brought us some hope and some life and really brought the fans out of their seats. Unfortunately, they traded him away in his 3rd year, but he remained my favorite player. And I met him several times, just a down-to-earth, nice guy. So I love this card, and I just love this card. It's I can't believe I got it. Thanks again to Chris for bringing it to me and working out a great deal on that card. All right. Yes, thank you, Jake. Appreciate that, Brent. Yeah, the patch is pretty awesome on that card. All right, let's see what I'm going to show you now. I actually have these in order, I guess, of acquisition. So that was the only card I got for myself, or the only card I got at all on day 1 of the show last Friday. Next up, I bought 2 cards from a gentleman who was set up with Kenny Durr from Imperial. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry that I can't remember your name, but I bought 2 cards, just paid him cash for these 2 cards because I really like them. And they're both limited logos from the Cup. The first one, which was the bigger card of the deal, was from 12-13, Patrice Bergeron. So if you're not familiar with Patrice Bergeron, he is one of the best 2-way players in the history of the game. He can score, he can defend, and he's plays for Boston Bruins his whole career with the Bruins. His rookie year was 03-04, still there to this day, 20 years later, and he's a fan favorite, just a great player, consistent in everything, and a beautiful patch from what I think is the nicest year of limited logos. I absolutely love the design on these cards. The second card I bought from him was from the first year of the Cup, 0506, Scott Niedermayer, Hall of Fame defenseman, won a Stanley Cup with Teemu Selanne in Anaheim in 2007. This card's out of 50. Not the greatest patch, but it's the first year Cup. And if you're ever buying the first year of Cup limited logos, you have to watch the autographs, because Upper Deck at that point, they hadn't really perfected having the surface such that the ink wouldn't like bead and get streaky. So in 0506, the Cup, many of the autographs are not great. This one is great. So the player, the year, the brand, the autograph, the patch, meh, but you know what I mean? I snagged the card. The price was right. So I grabbed this pair on Saturday. The next deal I did was with my buddy Darcy, and we made a trade. This was a cash trade deal where I gave him cards and cash. I don't remember the cards, but I gave him several cards. I gave him a chunk of dough, and I got back 5 cards. And I'll go from there. One card is the key card in the deal. So I'll do those, then I'll go back to the comments. So the first 2 cards I'll show you guys. I like a lot of cards, everybody. If you know me, you know I like a lot of cards from a lot of sports, a lot of eras, a lot of whether they're just anyway inserts, auto patches, vintage. I love it all. So a couple of Crosbys from what I believe. You know, if you follow basketball cards, you know that this, and baseball for that matter, and maybe even football too, you know that the second half of the 90s is like the golden age of cards, in my opinion. That's where there's so much unique, creative, rare cards out there that are highly pursued now by seasoned collectors. Hockey didn't have a lot of that stuff in those years. I believe that the golden era of hockey card inserts is going to be the Fleer era from 2012 to 2016. In that era, I believe Upper Deck put out 4 Fleer products, or 4, we had Fleer Retro in 12-13, and they had Fleer Showcase in 13-14, 15-16, something like that. So maybe there were 5 of them. But anyway, I love the various inserts and parallels from there. And I picked up 2 of these from Darcy in this deal. The first one is this, I forget, it's a row 1. So it's a Flair Showcase, row 1, blue ice, numbered out of 99 of Sidney Crosby. So it's hard to see in this camera. Again, I don't have the best lighting camera setup to show cards on a live stream, but this is a beautiful card in my opinion, of Crosby, numbered out of 99 on the back. You can see right there, 33 of 99. So this is the first card I got from Darcy. The second one is the Skybox Premium, what I call the Rubies. This card is numbered out of 50. This is from 13-14 Showcase. So if you know, as I mentioned, if you know basketball cards, you know that the Rubies from the 90s are very important cards. Well, hockey didn't have any Rubies in the 90s. We got them in the 2010s. And to me, they're really good. I mean, I just love the looks of them. Like, they got really nice designs, really nice card stocks, and good print runs, nice foil, nice use of colored foil. The Rubies are just, to me, underappreciated by the hockey segment at this point. But the more and more we see basketball collectors and baseball and football collectors dabbling in hockey, for better or for worse, they're going to go, I believe, to the cards that they're familiar with, and they're definitely familiar with the Rubies. So I picked this up, and I hadn't had one before, so really happy to add that to my collection. And now to some more familiar type cards. Also in the same cash trade deal with Darcy, I picked up an 0506 Cup signature patch of Martin Brodeur, winningest goalie of all time in the NHL. Nice 0506 Cup, the first year of Cup, on-card autograph, perfect auto, nice 3-color patch. Just a card that I'm like, that card will never go out of style. So I'm going to add that. Then I got this beautiful 1819 The Cup Emblems of Endorsement of Joe Sakic. Now, again, if you know hockey, Joe Sakic is a very important player. He's that second-tier Hall of Famer, in my opinion, and just a beautiful card. Didn't have a nice Joe Sakic like this, so I grabbed this one from Darcy as well in this deal. So that is card number 4 of 5. But the big card, the biggest card of the deal, that I'm just thrilled to own. Thrilled to own. Didn't know if I'd ever be able to own a card like this. This is from 2016-17 SP Authentic. So what's from 2016-17? Well, you know that's Austin Matthew and Mitch Marner's rookie year, Matthew Tkachuk. But it's also the second year of Connor McDavid. And why do I think that's important? Well, because this particular card is, you know, oftentimes in the rookie year, you're not getting game used memorabilia in the auto patches. Well, in the second year, you are. So this card is very important to me. It's the 2016-17 SP Authentic limited auto materials, numbered out of 10 of Connor McDavid with an on-card auto and a 3-color patch. Just going to hold that there for a second. To me, this is a beast of a card. I just love it. It's stunning. You got the full body action shot. You know, the autograph is perfect. The patch is perfect. The numbering is perfect. This is card numbered 1 of 10, serial numbered 1 of 10, game used, second year, out of 10. And the reason why I said before, I didn't know if I'd ever have a chance to own this card is because there's only 10 of them made. And there are a lot of Connor McDavid collectors out there. So this is the, this is up there. This is up there in the top 3 cards for me that I acquired on the weekend, along with of course, the Selanne 1 of 1 is very important to me. This is very important to me, and I'll get to the third kind of favorite card of my pickups shortly. But those are the 5 cards. Darcy got a Bill Russell autograph from me. He got a chunk of cash and a few other cards that I just don't remember right now. So there we are. We're halfway through my Expo pickups. I'm going to go to the comments because I haven't seen them for some time here. So let's see what you guys are talking about. Fatty Marati from Switzerland. Good to see you. Thanks for joining the show. Brendan Ryan, nice patch. Thank you very much. I think we did that one before already. Lee Haskins, I know Mike Bossy, but not Guy Lafleur. There you go. R Sports says Selanne was one of my favorites. I was so sad when the Jets traded. I cried that day. I cried when they traded him. I wanted them to trade away Keith Tkachuk and keep Teemu Selanne. They could only keep one of those high ticket guys as they were getting the team prepared to move it to Arizona to become the Phoenix Coyotes. Yeah, that was a very, very sad day. Thank you, Alf, on the Bergeron commonly known as Bergie. Brendan Ryan, still building my Minot Rayom collection, the first lady of hockey. Yeah, the first female to ever play in an actual, it was an exhibition game, but it was still an NHL game. Alf says, Scotty Niedermayer, so undervalued. Yeah, he's a defenseman, you know, in general, can be underappreciated in the hobby, but Niedermayer is I think he's one of these guys, multiple cups. He's won on all stages he's played at, one of the most successful hockey players of all time. Evan Thomas, good to see you. Had a blast in Edmonton at the show. I spent 2 full days walking around and learned a lot. Great group of people and already looking forward to next year. Good to hear. Good to hear. Alf says it's okay to be a card hoe. Yeah, I'm a proud card hoe for sure. Brendan Ryan, Rubies, good eye. Thank you so much. Facebook user, not sure who you are, but maybe Eli. Good to see you. Lee Haskins, I'm a hockey collector, mostly vintage. The most recent card I have are 2015 red metal gems of the greats, Ovechkin, Crosby, Jagger, McDavid. Those are great cards. Good for you. Brendan Ryan, eye candy whale of a card on the McDavid. Thank you so much. Adam Lind, anything that comes with a 2-minute story is an awesome buy. True. Barbara, hello to you. So the next card that I picked up that I will show you. So I will start with, let's see, that's later. Okay, I picked up 2 cards from Grant Patterson. The first one I picked up was just bought this card just off him for money right out of his showcase. 0506, the Cup signature patch. So the same card as set as the Martin Brodeur. I picked up from Grant as the Zdeno Chara signature patch. Numbered out of 75, on-card auto, nice patch, 3-color. You don't see a lot of Zdeno Chara cards at all in the hobby. His 95, I think it is, or 96 SP rookie is popular, but otherwise you don't see a lot of his stuff. It just wasn't made. So to find an auto patch from the Cup from 0506, I thought that's a great card. I have to have it. Price was right, and he does have some loyal collectors, but their options are limited. So I grabbed this. And then my second big card from the show, okay, so this card, guys, I saw this in Grant's showcase on the first day. I saw the price. I was like, it's expensive, you know. I couldn't get it out of my mind. Looked at it the second day. I couldn't get this card out of my mind. And the more I looked at it, the more I thought the price was fair. So I was able to knock him down, you know, a little bit off his price. And I was able to trade some cards towards the cash value, which I did. But I still laid out a good chunk of dough for this card. And I'm going to show it to you in a second here as I just continue to look at it and enjoy it myself. It's from 2015-16 Ultimate Collection, Upper Deck Ultimate Collection Hockey. On-card auto, beautiful jumbo materials patch, numbered out of 5, Sidney Crosby. So I love this card, you guys. I love this card. First of all, Crosby has a great auto, as we all know. Beautiful, beautiful auto. That patch, if that little bit of yellow wasn't there in the corner, or on the side, I should say, if that little triangle of yellow, if that wasn't there, the card would be totally different. That little bit of yellow really dresses up the card. Otherwise, it would just be a 2-color patch. Now, the right here you have, that's the stick that the penguin is holding. You have the penguin stick right there. You got a little bit of yellow, you got the black, you got a jumbo patch, you've got a card out of 5, on-card auto, Sidney Crosby, arguably the best player of the last 20 years. Okay, argument for Ovechkin, argument for McDavid for sure. But for my money, Sidney Crosby is the guy. And I just love this card. I don't know how I'm ever going to part with it, ever. It's just that nice. Only 5 made. And I think this was the first year that Upper Deck put this design in. Maybe I'm not right on that. Well, it's a unique design in any event. And yeah, I was obsessing over the card and was just happy that Grant and I were able to come to a fair deal on it. You know, probably put out a bit more than I wanted to, but as you've heard me say before, sometimes you got to pay more than you want to get the cards you want. And that's the story here. When am I going to see this card again? Well, probably never, because it's 1 of 5. It's got an amazing patch. So I pulled the trigger. I wasn't going to go home without it. I'd had 2 amazing days at the card show in terms of sales and stuff. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to buy this card, and thank you to Grant for letting it go. All right. That was that. What do you guys have to say about that? Facebook user wants it. Lee Haskins, Greg Crosby, thank you. Lee says, I'm thinking Ovechkin over Crosby. He just hit 50 goals this year at age 36. Yeah, did it for the 9th time, tying only Wayne Gretzky and I believe the recently departed Mike Bossy with that at that level. The thing about Ovechkin is, you know, he's become less one-dimensional than he was in the first half of his career. But he's a goal scorer. Crosby, in my opinion, he's an all-around player that does it all. So, but listen, it's not Crosby over Ovechkin, Ovechkin over Crosby. I like having cards of both of them. So we'll leave it with that. Thank you on that, Lapper. All right. The next deal. So actually, that was everything that happened at the Expo for me. Those are the only cards I picked up at the Expo for myself. I don't think I picked up anything. I picked up 1 card in a trade that I sold later on that same day. So I can't even really speak to that. Or it was a Bobby Orr autograph. So traded for it, sold it a couple hours later. So as far as the show goes, I sold all the stuff. I brought in these cards that I just showed you for my personal collection. And then I'm driving home. I'm driving down south on Sunday night down the Highway 2 from Edmonton, coming home to Calgary. And Darcy and Pete and Liam were my buddies, and Liam's Darcy's son. They were driving back from Edmonton over to BC, which was a much longer drive. I had a 3-hour drive. They have, a 12-hour drive, probably something like that. So they were splitting it up, and they were driving south on the highway, and they were staying at a hotel just north of Calgary, which I was going to be passing by. So Darcy calls me up. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just driving home. Got to get home to my wife. She was sick and stuff. So, but it was already late. So he says, oh, well, we're just in, forget what, where were they at? Airdrie or something like that. And so I'm like, well, maybe I'll stop by and see you. So I do. I pull off the highway and I go to the Days Inn Hotel where these guys are. I hang out with them for, I don't know, hour and a half or so. And Darcy and I do a trade. We do a trade, and I pick up some more cards. I picked up these cards from him in a trade. So I'll show you guys those cards as well. Comments very first quickly. Alf says the wife gonna kick you out of bed if you bring that Crosby to bed. Yeah, probably. Did I move the DeBrincat RPA? You may still come after that. I am not sure, because as I was mentioning at the beginning, guys, I unloaded most of my inventory, not my PC, but my card show cards. I unloaded most of them, many through trades, or through sales at the show. But at the end of the show, I gave over to ComC like 1,000 cards probably, and I gave PWCC 273 cards, like graded cards, to sell on the platform. So I really unloaded, because the only show that I can take this much inventory to really is the Edmonton show. When I go to the National or I go to Toronto, I'm limited to what I take on an airplane. So I wanted to really get rid of a lot of stuff, convert it to like credit on those platforms, so I can go on some shopping sprees on their platforms. So I don't have nearly as many cards as I did before last weekend in my card show inventory. I still have a good share. I'll be able to fill up my booth at the Toronto Expo, but I'm back to a manageable size that I'm more used to. So as for the DeBrincat, I don't remember right now if I kept it or if it went to ComC. It definitely would not have gone to PWCC because it wasn't slab. So I'm just not sure right now. Jake says, my question is, would you overpay for cards if they're in your budget? I always thought about this. Would you overpay for cards if they're in your budget? I don't know if I understand the question, Jake, because if I'm going to buy a card, it's in my budget no matter what I'm paying. If I'm overpaying, it's in my budget. If I'm paying what I think is the total fair value, it's in my budget. So I don't know that I get the question. Apologize for that. Lapper, for the record, Sid is greater than Obi. Chad Shipper says, nice pickups. I am setting up at the upcoming Toronto show. You betcha. Dave Kaplan, good to see you. Dave didn't make it to Edmonton, but Dave was at the Vancouver show. Dale's show in Vancouver I did not get to, but thanks for joining, Dave. So the cards I got from Darcy, in that I'm calling it the side of the highway deal, even though it was in a hotel room. A fun group of real like insert parallel type of cards. I'll start with the one that isn't. So I grabbed this off of him. It's a 2018-19 The Cup limited logos, John Tavares, with a nice, the veins of the leaf patch. This is a short print for limited logos out of 25 on card auto with his current team, which is nice, and they're doing pretty well. So I grabbed that. That will be in my showcase at the Toronto Expo, I think. I don't think I'm going to keep it for myself. And then we get into a bunch of sort of rare parallels in that. We'll start with these two here, Sidney Crosby's. These are both called Blue Cubes from O-Pee-Chee Platinum, which is hockey's version, really, of Prism. These cards are, this one is from 15-16. This is numbered out of 75. So a nice Blue Cube parallel Sidney Crosby. And I also got the 17-18 version of the card. And this year's was out of 99. So they upped the print run from 75 to 99 in a couple of years, but two Crosby Blue Cubes go together nicely. I also picked up two Emerald Surges. If you know Emerald Surges, they are out of 10. So the one on this side, this is the 16-17, and this is the, I think that I can't see, it's so small. It's so small, I can't, 19-20, one of my favorite designs. So two Emerald Surge Crosbys out of 10. Emerald Surges are pretty important parallels as far as O-Pee-Chee Platinum goes. The gold size mixer out of 50, very popular as well, being gold. The orange checkers out of 25, I also love, but the green, the Emerald Surges are pretty darn cool. So they do have a nice, nice effect to them in the stock. All right, got those two off of Darcy. I also got this is a Flair Showcase Row 1, Connor McDavid. This is from 16-17, so second year card, numbered on the back, 43 of 99 right there. So Really cool card. Blue Ice, it says it right there. So again, this is a throwback to 90s basketball cards as far as I'm concerned anyway. And then he also had these two. These are from 16-17 Platinum, the retro, two parallels of Connor McDavid. We have the orange rainbow and the gold rainbow. The orange rainbow is numbered out of 49 and the gold is numbered out of 149. But just a nice young looking Connor there. Really nice. Love the design on these O-Pee-Chee Platinum retros. Beautiful cards. Happy to add those to the personal collection. And then this is the second last card I got from Darcy. This is some people, this is a card that not many people really know about, if I'm being frank, because the brand itself was not really well received. It's from 17-18 Upper Deck Synergy. Synergy came out three or 4 years running. And the base cards were the chase cards. This is a true base card. The base cards in 2017 were numbered out of 17. In 2018, the base cards were numbered out of 18, and so forth. And I don't think I yet had this card, but this is the Connor McDavid base card from the first year Synergy, and it's the numbered 1 of 17. I'm a sucker for some serial numbers, and this is the first, so being the first one of the first year that the brand came out of the best player in the brand, Connor McDavid 1 of 17. True base from 16-17 Synergy. Sorry, 17-18 Synergy. Really cool addition. And the final card I got from Darcy, from out of left field, guys. This is from 2004-05 in the game NHL franchises. This is a double memorabilia from the Montreal Canadiens of Howie Morenz, known as the first superstar of hockey. Double mem piece. This release, the franchise's release, is legendary in the hockey circles. Came out in like 3 different series. Very, very passionate and committed collectors of this set. And the double mem cards were very hotly pursued by many people. And the Howie Morenz, I picked it up because in another collection, I had purchased, I had picked up the George Vezina, a very important player in the history of hockey. The annual award for the best goalie in the league is called the Vezina Trophy. There's no Morenz Trophy. There probably should have been. But I picked up the Morenz from Darcy because I had recently picked up the Vezina. I thought, what a great pair to have. Memorabilia of, to me, the 2 most important pioneers of the sport. And I'll just tuck those away in my personal collection, in my miscellaneous memorabilia collection. So really happy to pair these up. I don't think there's anyone else I would add to this. Maybe a Cyclone Taylor, but I think I'm good right here with these 2 guys. So really happy with those 2 memorabilia cards from In the Game franchises, a set that's almost 20 years old already, which is pretty hard to believe. So there you go, everybody. That is my Expo recap. Those are my pickups. Yeah. Let's go to some comments here. Dave Kaplan says, I missed the show until now. Did anyone who's at Vancouver and Edmonton have any thoughts about both shows? Let's see if anyone made any comments. Lee Haskins says, Obi better than Sid if he beats Gretzky record. No question. It's going to be interesting. I don't know that it doesn't, having the most goals in the history of the league doesn't necessarily make you a better player, but hey, it's fun for debate, no doubt about it. Do you see a path for McDavid winning a cup? I do. I do see a path for McDavid winning a cup. Oh, bad news. Flames are now, they're up 2-0 last I saw. Jake Dahl says In the Game franchises is the best, so you know what I'm talking about. Our Sports, like the Flair Showcase, have Draisaitl from a 14-15 out of 99. Nice cards. A lot under the radar. Let's be honest. They're a lot under the radar. And we're probably not doing them any favors by talking about them here. But hey, I got the ones I want. So have at her, everybody else. They are great cards. Dave recently sold some franchises cards. Very good. Jake Dahl says that Vezina is extremely rare from franchises. Rarely seen. Yeah, surprisingly, these cards are both numbered out of 60. So even for being out of 60, which is rare, but it's not 5 or 10, they're still really tough to find. So I agree with you on that. Adam Lynn says, when you're buying cards to sell at your booth, what are you looking for? Is it just low Is it just buy low, sell high with anything that comes along, or do you have something? Hold on. False alarm, false alarm. I was about to sneeze, had to mute myself. Listen, Adam, I mean, it's a great question. It just depends. It's going to be, sometimes it's as simple as somebody asked me for a card 20 minutes ago. I walk around, I see a card of the same player. I'm like, oh, there's a demand for this player. Maybe I'll pick up the card. But oftentimes for me, I buy collections. I buy collections, and you get what's in that collection. And some of it is just like bulk that you bulk out. I've got people that take bulk. Some of it is showcase worthy. Some of it goes to ComC. Some of it will go to a PWCC. Some of it stays with me, and I make it a personal collection. That just happened recently with what I was talking about earlier, my newly minted Mike Modano collection, which I'll show you guys. So it's really, what am I willing to put in my showcase? What card do I think I'll be able to find a good home for? And if it's bulk, then I just try to move it quickly because I just don't have the capacity to manage a huge inventory. Isaiah, it's good to see you. Great cards. Let me know if the 0506 Brodeur is available in the future. I'll let you know. That one's up in the air. Busby, good to see you. Hopefully this isn't rude to ask, Jeremy, but if you had to put a price on your whole collection, how much would you have? Yeah, I'm not going to share that information, Daniel. Dave Kaplan, I think there is a Jimmy Mann in that franchises series. There probably is, Dave. There probably is. Jimmy Mann, an enforcer for the Winnipeg Jets back in the 80s. One of Dale Hawerchuk's protectors. Albert Jones, I got the OB Flair Showcase out of 150 on my IG. Very, very nice. Albert Jones. Lee says, I've never sold the card, which most YouTube people do. I mean, yeah, I've been selling cards. I set up at my first card show in 2005. I've never looked back. I've been setting up at card shows many times per year ever since then. And it's, I have my PC and I have my card show stuff. And there's very little overlap, but sometimes there is. I like to go shopping in my own showcases sometimes. But, moving cards for me is, there's many benefits to it. One is you get to meet so many people. Two, you get to find the right home for a card. You take it from one place, you move it to another place. And if you're traveling to shows, you're in a unique position to be able to do that. I'm not alone. There's hundreds of people that do that. Third one is you can make some profit in those deals, which can then go to buying more cards for yourself. When I first started doing card shows, that's what it was all about. Being able to generate some incremental profit so that I could then add new cards. Like that's what it started with for sure. Okay. That is the Expo recap. I was also going to show you guys the cards that I have selling on PWCC's weekly auction that ends tomorrow. And I thought I'd show you the back end of my account and share my screen and show you exactly what's going on in there. So I'm going to do that. Let me just set up here to share that window with you. And I'm going to show you what I have coming up selling on PWCC tomorrow. So let's just do it right here. So I don't think there's anything private on here that I don't want to share. So I will just pop it up. Here we go. This is my my PWCC account. I'm in the, if you look right up here, my selling at auctions. And these cards are currently active. They are live. They are live on PWCC's platform right now. And there's not many. There's like 20-something cards here, and I can discuss them in groups. And the first group I'm going to address are these. We may as well bring the Randy Johnson in. These 5 baseball Hall of Fame rookie cards. We've got a 1948 Bowman Ralph Kiner, a PSA 7, which is a decent grade for a card from 1948, as you can all understand. We've got a 1957 Topps Don Drysdale, PSA 7. Same year, the Bill Mazeroski, PSA 9, Pittsburgh Pirates, and Orlando Cepeda, PSA 8 from 58 Topps. And then again, we have this Randy Johnson 89 Upper Deck, only 1 million printed. So why am I moving these cards? Well, basically, for a long time, I was doing several PSA set registries in all sports, Hall of Fame, top 250 cards, all-star teams, among others. I think I have like 70 sets on the registry that I had kind of added where I have some cards from. And I was looking at doing the Baseball Hall of Fame set registry for quite a long time. And as my collection continues to expand and I kind of veer into other lanes, like 90s basketball, like the amount of hockey from the 2010 Fleer sets that I've added, that's really my favorite stuff. Those two new areas that I've been into for the past 3 or 4 years, 4 years now, I'd say, have really taken a lot of my mental capacity to collect. And with that, I've decided, you know what, do I really need to chase every Hall of Fame baseball player, where several of them I don't know much about, and I'm not that interested in taking the time and learning more and more about them. So I decided I was going to scale back, give up on the baseball set registry, and move a few of the cards that I just don't care about as much anymore and convert them into something different. I did make one mistake in this. It was the first virtual expo. I believe it was the June 2020 expo. I sold my Reggie Jackson rookie. My Reggie Jackson rookie card was a PSA 8. Sold it to a good buddy, Andy, who some of you know. He sets up at the expo, Andy Greenham. He bought it from me. Good for him. And I've regretted it ever since. So, you know, sometimes we sell cards that we don't want to, but that one I regret selling. These cards I will not regret selling. I don't have any emotional connection to any of these guys. Reggie Jackson is someone I have some nostalgia for. So anyway, that's why I'm selling the Ralph Kiner, the Don Drysdale, the Bill Mazeroski, the Orlando Cepeda, the Randy Johnson. I'm just selling because it just doesn't speak to me. You know, a dime a dozen card, not that special. So these cards are moving out of the collection. I did keep many of my Hall of Fame baseball rookies, but I just kept players that are more important to me. So that's that on those. Let's keep on going. Any comments coming in so far on this? Lee, you might try sell some cards at some time. Agree with, thank you for agreeing with the response. Kind of scary to get a table. Hey, it is scary at first, but once you do it, it becomes addictive to a degree. So I warn you on that. Okay, let's keep scrolling here. We got some basketball cards up next that I'm moving on from. So I do collect Michael Jordan cards from the 90s, but like the baseball cards, there are a couple Jordans that I'm just not in love with anymore. One is this 95 finest refractor in a PSA 10. It's a card I just don't love it. And there's good value in it. And I thought, you know what? It's a card I'm willing to move. It's a PSA 10. It's a refractor. The peel's been removed. But in any event, it's a card I'm willing to move and get into maybe a different Michael Jordan card there are a couple that I'm just lusting for. And I'm going to put the proceeds of these basketball cards into another Michael Jordan card. This is called the Frequent Flyer Upgrade. Not a well-known card, but very rare. BGS 9.5. It's a pretty cool card, but again, just one that I'm not in love with anymore. And it's one that I felt I could move. So I'm going to move it and I'm going to consolidate some of these cards into a different Michael Jordan card. Next up is my 98 Topps Chrome Refractor Paul Pierce in a PSA 10. This is a great card. Paul Pierce was a great player. Met him at the Mint Collective here last month in Las Vegas, but not a player that I'm connected to at all. So a card that I'm willing to move again. And it's a card I'm going to profit from. I bought it before the boom. So that's all well and good. It's going to be refunneled into Michael Jordan. And same with these two commodity cards. Russell Westbrook, just a Topps Chrome PSA 10, probably selling this about 8 months too late. Same with this Kawhi Leonard Prism PSA 10 cards. I just don't need anymore. Don't love them. And then we have this LeBron James Spectra Pink Prism numbered out of 25 in a BGS 9.5 holder. Again, just doesn't fit into my collection. So those basketball cards are going to convert hopefully into a nice Michael Jordan card that I would really like to add. But I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. I want to buy it first. Okay, next up we have a couple football cards and a hockey card and then some Pokemon, which I'll talk about. So let's just scroll up here. Lawrence Taylor, PSA 9 rookie. Look, this is a card that I was on the cusp of moving or not. I don't have a real deep football collection. It's probably my weakest collection of the 4 sports as far as Hall of Fame rookies go. I do have some great cards, but the Lawrence Taylor, again, this is one that I'll probably miss this card. I might reacquire it in lower grade down the road to have one, But at the time that I took these cards to the National last year, I decided I could move this card over to somebody else. So let that card go. This card came in a collection. I didn't choose this card. I bought it as part of a big collection about three years ago, I'd say. JSA certified, Beckett Authentication Services certified, Dan Marino autographed on card rookie. Nice big bold auto, pretty cool. And then we have a Crosby patch card at a 9 from Showcase White Hot. Listen, the card's at a 9. It's a nice card, but to be honest, I don't love graded patch cards. It's not that I don't love them. I don't have many in my collection. So it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. And I thought, you know what? I'll find a new home. I've got plenty of Crosby cards. I'm willing to let this one go. And we'll see. So right now it's going for $78. So it looks like someone's going to maybe get a good deal, but there's still a day left on this auction. And then finally, some Pokemon cards, about 9 or 10 of them. 1, 2, 3. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Pokemon cards that I bought. I bought these cards all in around April, May of 2020. And right before the Pokemon like really spiked. And I bought them purely on hype. I did a couple Pokemon episodes with some friends, with Car and Rye joined me on one of them, and or both of them probably. And I was kind of, taking interest in it, started watching it, realized pretty quickly it wasn't for me. I have zero interest in Pokemon. So I decided I'm just going to move them and let it be. I'll probably take a loss at this point. I don't know what these cards are worth. This guy here, this Umbreon, I think I paid like $1,100 for it. So I might lose money on these. At this point, I don't really care. I just want them gone. I just don't want to own them anymore. I want to take my losses, take my lumps on these cards, bring some cash back, and put it into something I'm going to enjoy. Like what's better than that? Except that. That's it. So I'm going to sell these all. These are all going to end tomorrow night on PWCC's weekly auction, and the proceeds are going to go into my account with them, and then I'm going to get to go shopping, and that is exciting. I'm going to have fun with that. So there you have it. Those are the PWCC cards, or the cards that I am selling on their platform. I think this actually empties out my PWCC what do we call it here? The portfolio, I guess. My vault. I am pretty much emptying out my vault with PWCC, except for the cards that I have shipped to them directly that I'm taking delivery on pretty soon. So now I've restocked it after the Edmonton Expo. They were there. PWCC was set up, and I submitted 273 cards to them. So I'm about to stock up on some credit here. Once those 273 cards go through their process and sell, I'm going to have some money in my account, and I might be able to buy a card on the premier auction. We will see. Maybe I'll actually bid on a card on one of the premier auctions that we cover here once a month with Adam and Eric. So I'm excited about that. So there we go. That's the PWCC segment of the After Hour show tonight. I'm going to go to comments because I think I've missed some now. Facebook user, do you have any thoughts on the recent McDavid? Is that the draft Daymarks fiasco? I think, first of all, I thought, was it not Draisaitl? I don't know. Either way, was that a Facebook group gone bad or something? I don't know. I don't know much about it. Facebook user. My thoughts are, should have used TradeSafe. I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. I wasn't involved and I know very little about it. But I hope the losses were minimal to the victims. Mac Attack says you need some bids on my. I only want bids if you want to buy the cards, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. Only if you want to buy the cards do I want you to bid on them. Lee Haskins in East Coast USA. Got to sleep. Thank you, Lee. Good to see you tonight. Brendan Ryan. It's a PMG, isn't it? I don't know what you're talking about there, Brendan. Sorry, I don't know what that's in relation to. Was it one of the cards that I'm selling on PWCC? Not sure what that's about. Fatty Maradi. In Europe, we pay zero tax on these cards. I feel you Canadians and Americans are being taken for a ride. Does this PWCC withhold the taxable component? No, they don't, Fatty. They're going to sell the cards for me. It's up to me to report any gains on my income tax return. The money that I receive is going to go right back into cards. It's over. Again, I'm guessing the Canucks beat my Flames. Hey, Dave, sounds like the Canucks beat my Flames. I hope not. I hope not. Mikey from Eastridge. LOL. Maybe then you can pay those 4 invoices on PWCC. Yeah, here. Let me show you guys my 4 invoices on PWCC. Okay, here they are. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen. I owe them 63 cents, 64 cents, 63 cents, and 64 cents. That's less than $2. What is that? 250? I owe them 250. I'll square off with them soon enough. Trust me, I'll square off with them soon enough. 45K losses. Oh, it was a $45,000 scam you guys are talking about. Yeah, see, what? Oh, so I did not know about that. No, I thought were those the draft day marks? Those were worth 45 grand? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, Brendan Ryan, the Jordan card I want. Yeah, I do want a Jordan PMG red. I'll never get a green. I want a red, but even that's out of my limit. And I'll probably, when am I going to find one? But yeah, no, that's not what I'm targeting, Brendan. But I would love one. You're definitely right about that. Okay, that's good news. Here we go. 5-2 Flames with 5 minutes left. Thank you, guys. That's good to know. Very good to know. Busby says, put your PWCC cards into a Jordan or a beautiful Brady patch card. Yeah, it's something like that, Busby. It's going to be something. I'm going to get to go shopping. I don't yet know what it's going to be, but I do. There's 3 or 4 Jordan cards that I really want to acquire. Outside of those, I want a 52 Topps Mickey Mantle. I want a 51 Bowman Willie Mays. And then it's going to be whatever catches my eye. So we will see. We will see. It was a third-party Raz for that scam. Ay, 45K. Damn, that hurts. That definitely hurts. Here we go. Lapper tells me it's the McDavid. DDM means draft day marks. So that would be, what's that? 7 cards. McDavid, set 1 per letter. All graded 9.5. Rookie year cards. Manufactured patches on manufactured patch autos. So we're saying that there are 7 cards worth 45 grand. That's like over 6 grand a card, 6,500 a card. Wow. First of all, I'm not a big fan of draft day marks. I don't know what the allure is to them. Just my personal opinion. I don't like them, but if you do, I'm happy for you. But anyway, that's terrible. What was the average loss? Like, how many people shared in that $45,000 loss? And has there been any investigation, any recourse? What is going on with that? Is terrible. Rock Latex predicts I'm going after an 84 star Jordan 101. I would like to add one of those, but it's not the highest on my list. These other Jordan cards I want are higher on my priority list. Razor spent cash. This is on this scam here we're hearing about. The Razor spent cash and card owner refused to ship cards to the winner. So the Razor spent the money. Whoever he was razzing them for refused to ship the cards. Wow. Holy. That's bad. Well, you got to be safe. We need, you know what? As many of you guys know, I'm involved in a middleman service called Trade Safe, and we are here to protect these things from happening. So use Trade Safe. That's all I can say. We will make sure these things don't happen. You send us the cards, and then the buyers pay the money, and then we'll ship the cards. Like, what's better than that? Not here to, yes, I'm here to plug Trade Safe, but I'm also not here to just plug Trade Safe. But what using our service would have avoided this $45,000 loss. Unbelievable. I'm really sorry to hear that. So there we go, guys. Second part done. That was my PWCC cards for sale. Next up, I got this box of Goodwin Champions. I'm going to crack this thing right now. Let's bust into this. Now, I'm a bit of a cardboard nerd. I actually collect the Goodwin boxes. I have one from every year that I've cracked. And so I don't want to just, how a lot of breakers, and I mean, why not? But they just take the scissors or the knife and they just like right across the face of the box. No, I want to preserve the box. Yeah, laugh at me if you will. It's all right. I can take it. All right. Plastic is off. Oh, here's the top. Got the sticker. We're going to slice through the sticker. And there are 20 packs. So let's see if we get anything good here. Nice presentation on these boxes as well. 20 packs in the box. 5 cards per pack. That is 100 packs altogether. Let's dive in. I'll watch the comments, guys. Feel free to make your comments here. Fatty Murati, how much is the fee for TradeSafe, and can Europeans use it? Not yet for Europeans. We're getting there though. The fee is $10 per side. $10 per side of the deal. If it's just a buy sell, it's just $10. So I don't know how to say his name, but he's a politician, Pete Buttigieg. We got a Jess Lockwood. He's a rodeo star. Never heard of him. I don't know what this is, but it's a dolphin. It's a shiny dolphin card. Looks like a Pokemon style card. Pretty cool. I mean, I don't know what it's. Oh, it's a 10 of spades, so it might be for a deck of cards, deck of playing cards. Ah, neat. And we have a Wayne Gretzky base card. And a Melissa Hamana Paredes beach volleyball player. So Goodwin Champions is like a mix of everything that Upper Deck puts out every year. And it's not, for me, it's not the athlete cards that I'm interested in. It's the non-athlete cards I'm interested in, if that makes much sense. It does, because they do all sorts of neat things in there. Let's bring up Lapper's comment here. He says, TradeSafe would be holding the cards still, though. Where are you sending them? I'm genuinely curious. Razor hasn't paid. Would you send them to the winner? So if TradeSafe held the cards and the money didn't come through, the cards would go to their rightful owner. Listen, I don't have the brain capacity right now to analyze the situation. Great question, Lapper, and thanks for putting it to me. But I'm not going to answer it right now because I'm multitasking, and we would have to figure out the right way to handle that. But basically, ooh, wow, that's a nice looking card. That's a really nice card. Yeah, we'd figure that out. We'd figure that out is where I'll have to leave that right now. So the card that I'm saying I really like is this, I don't know who he is. Colin Morikawa is a golfer, but this is a Gaudy, shiny Gaudy card. They've never made them shiny before that I remember. In Goodwin, this is a beautiful card. I don't know if you guys can see how nice it is, but wow, what a design! A little bit of a color blast sort of effect there in the background, but it's the acetate or the chromium coating that I really like on that. That's a gorgeous card. Jason Isbell is a musician. I don't know what band he's from. A guitarist. Doesn't even say. If anyone knows what band he was with, let us know. And another Colin card. Brandon Ryan says Goodwin is a Goodwin party rip. Yes, sir. Let's go. Thank you. Evan Thomas, I hope you had a Jordan auto. That'd be cool. Mike says, good night all. If you pull a bird patch, my wife will want it. Hey, your wife has pull with me. She is painting me some beauties. Lapper says, if you send them to the winner, the guy is out $45K in his car. Yeah. Thanks, Lapper. We'd figure it out. We'd figure out the right thing to do. Again, I'm just going to reserve comment because it's outside of our normal wheelhouse, but definitely something we could do there. A Gene Montero basketball card. Matthew Wolf golf. And I don't know what this guy is. He's a dragon. We got the Ace of Clubs dragon card. Neato. Ken Gucci Racing, must be an F2 or F3, and a Kamala Harris. There we go, the vice president. See, this is a card that's going to go into I have a binder for cards like this, for base cards that are worth a penny, but I have a binder for these, and the Kamala Harris is going to go in there. The first female and woman of color vice president in the U.S. history, so that's a keeper for me. Jason Isbell is a solo artist. I'm not familiar with them. All right, next pack. We've got Josh Giddey is a basketball player. Okay, from Australia. That's cool. Sabrina Ionescu, we know who she is. Chloe Kim, the snowboarder, gets the special card there. Jalen Green, basketball. And Isaiah Todd, basketball. Must be a prospect of some sort. I'm not familiar with him. And if you guys are going to hold on till the end of this box, I'm going to show my new Mike Modano collection. Here we go. Ken Griffey Jr. Street clothes. Adley Rutschman, baseball player. We've got a bear named Buster. I don't know. I mean, these are good for kids, right? Like my kids, my daughter will like these. Toby Miller and another Chloe Kim snowboarding card. You have binders of women like Mitt Romney. I don't know if I have any Mitt Romneys in that binder, but I do have a binder for those sorts of cards. All right, next pack. We've got Paige Spiranak, a golf player. Sarah Pavan, maybe a beach volleyball player. So this is interesting. Oh, wow. Whoa. Well, that's not great. Wow, that's okay. All right. I got to just go back to that shiny Gaudy card of the golfer, because I can now see that was a parallel with that special chrome finish. Where'd it go? Did I put it somewhere else? Because I just pulled, here it is. So this is the Colin Morikawa, and then I got the Matthew Wolff. But you can see the Matthew Wolff is just, as we were calling, just a paper card, where the Morikawa is more of a chrome card. So definitely a parallel, and tells me that this one might be a little bit rarer because it's definitely nicer, but it is not numbered. However, I did just pull a numbered Gaudy card numbered out of $3.99 of a rapper named Riff Raff. Look at this card. I mean, all I see is that tattooed arm. He looks like Bono, and he's holding a dog. Riff Raff signed to Bear Trap for a report of $500,000 per album in 2018. Label boss Black Bear appeared to appreciate his flashy style, giving him a $50,000 diamond-laden polar bear pendant and chain as a signing bonus. Interesting piece of trivia right there that I was well unaware of. I had never even heard of Riff Raff, but and then we have an Ansu Fati soccer card. Goodwin Champions. You just never know what you're going to get in these boxes. All right, next pack. Baron Laura, baseball player. Naomi Osaka, the tennis player. Sky Brown is a skateboarder. Ansu Fati again. And tennis player Stan Smith, who I'm not familiar with. All right, let's keep going through these guys. Giddy plays for the Thunder and is an amazing player, huge upside. Good to know, Daniel. Looks like a Shana Na refugee. Hey, there we go. There's the other Kamala Harris card. So when it comes to these, I will, like, now I got to decide, right? I don't need both of them in my binder. So which one do I keep? Number 3 or card number 68? I'm not sure. Maybe the vertical card, because this one is kind of nice with the more colorfulness, but I might go with the vertical, but I don't need both. Roberto Campos, Sarah Pavan, beach volleyball. We have another numbered Gaudy card. This is a basketball player. Ooh, this one's beautiful. This card it's like a pink tracks. Carlos, I don't know how you say it. Alocen, Alocan, I don't know. But it's numbered out of $2.99. Look at that. It's beautiful. Stunning card. I love it. Love it. And a Sky Brown skateboarding card. This is a thicker pack here. We have a thicker pack than before, than the packs going in. So let's see what we got here. Oh. Hey, look at what Upper Deck's done. I've never seen one of those before. I'll show you in a moment. Adrian Wojnarowski, media personality. I'm sure a bunch of you know who he is. Gabby Butler is a cheerleader. Another Adrian. And then what I was talking about before, we've got a decoy, but they've actually put some advertising on it. Way to go, Upper Deck. Baron Laura again, and a Mojave King basketball card. All right, let's keep going. That thick card was a decoy, so maybe there's a real thick card in here somewhere. Ooh, I see Kamala Harris on the back. I wonder if it's a double. Jess Lockwood from the rodeo. Bryson DeChambeau. Here we have an owl named Fuga. Again, great card for my kids. Ken Gushi, and that is a double of Kamala Harris, which I just threw out of my hand. All right, keep on moving here. Hockey Guy says that silver Gaudi is a platinum. There are a bunch of parallels. Yeah, I'm liking those parallels. Fatty, are you going to the American? Yes, I am. I will be at the National in Atlantic City. I will be there. Darius Garland. Molly McGrath. Is she a football player? Media personality. And we've got, oh, my kids are going to love this card. My son's going to love this. Rex the Lion. Yes. My 3-year-old boy will love this card. Coco Gauff. She is a tennis player. And Chloe Kim, the snowboarder. All right, we're making our way through this box. Goodwin is always fun. You just don't know what you're going to get. And so far, I'm liking those shiny cards. Here we have a Tiger Woods. We have a Ryan Whitney, media personality. Ooh, this is cool. This is one of those platinums. It must be one of those platinums, but it's not a Gaudi. Goodwin Champion, Bryson DeChambeau. That's a beautiful card. Just a stunner. Absolute stunner. Kudos to Upper Deck on these shiny cards this year. Hey, there we go. Joe Biden, he'll go with the Kamala Harris. I'll keep that card in that binder. And a Carlos Colmenares. Colmenares. All right. Thicker pack. Let's see if there's an actual thick card in here. Nope. It's a decoy again. Michaela Schifrin, skier. I don't know how you say it. Jean Montero, maybe, basketball player. There's the Isaiah Todd. The decoy. Jalen Green again, and another Isaiah Todd. Again, cards just flipping out of my hands here. All right, let's see what we got in this pack. Fatty, you're going to be going to the show from Switzerland. Nice. And you have a Flames card you're going to gift me. Thank you so much. Look forward to meeting you very much. Very much. There's another Tiger card. Another Carlos. Here's another card for my kids. They're going to love this. It's a B. We were talking about B. My daughter, she's 5. She asked me, Daddy, there's 2 B's. There's B the letter, and there's B the B. And now there's this B that she's going to get. BZ. Perfect card. Thank you, Upper Deck. Paige Spiranak and a Woo You. Literally, Woo You is a street baller. I bet he's awesome. That's really cool. And what a great name. All right. Only a few packs left here. I see you guys are hanging on. Thanks for sticking with me. Teofimo Lopez, the boxer. Don't know if I said his name right, but that's how it's spelled. And back-to-back Teofimo Lopez cards in the same pack, but different cards. We've got the Sahith Thigala, golfer. The Bree Baker, she's a chef. You got chefs in these boxes. And another Thigala golfer card, different card, same set. All right, 4 packs left. It looks like 5 cards per pack, 20 packs per box. Matthew Wolf, the golfer. Josh Giddey. Oh, here we go. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I love it. But this is a beauty. Tiger Woods Platinum. Beautiful card. Just a stunner. Just a beauty. I have no more really complimentary descriptive words to use for it. Stunner, beauty. Ansu Fati. And Mike Mancias. He's a trainer. I wonder if he's like a Peloton trainer or something like that. All right. We have how many packs left? 4 packs left. Yo, Pro Crypto Gamer. Thanks for joining. Fatty says, I know Wu Yu's cousin. His name is Jeff Yu. Or sorry, F U. Too funny. Too funny. Hockey Guy, is it a platinum rainbow or just a platinum? If you're talking about the Tiger, I think it's just a platinum. These aren't marked on the back. They don't really say what they are. So I think it just seems platinum to me. All right. Thanks, Philly Joe. Yeah, I love that Tiger Woods card. Really cool. This is a great box. This is a fun. Goodwin's always fun. All right. Third last pack, Sabrina Ionescu. Paige Spiranak. This is the female pack. We've got a zebra. Oh, my kids are going to love these. These are cute too. Zebra named Equinox. This is going to be really fun. Joanna, I don't know, Jedrzejczyk. She looks like a MMA fighter. And Ken Griffey Jr. All right, third last pack. We've got Sarah Pavan, the beach volleyball player. We've got Bree Baker, the chef. Stan Smith, the tennis player. Colby Stevenson is the skier. And another Joanna from MMA. All right, 2 packs left. No thick cards. Except for the two, the 2 decoys. Stan Smith, the tennis player. Adley Rutschman from baseball. We've got a snake named Ferenc for my kids. A snake named Ferenc. Ben Simmons. And Sabrina Ionescu. All right, 1 pack left. What will it hold? Let's see. Lapper got a couple Tiger Woods Fanimations coming that came from those boxes. Very cool, very cool. And Dave Kaplan, did you ever get a box of V-Friends? I most certainly did. I still have my box of V-Friends untouched in the special promotion box. All right, final pack. Starting off with LeBron James. Second card, Red Gerard, snowboarder. We've got another platinum. This is Jonathan Kuminga. Someone tell me if he's any good. We've got a Pete Buttigieg. Again, I don't know how to say his name. I'm sure I've heard it before. And the final card of the box, Mojave King, basketball player. So there you have it. That is a box of Goodwin Champions. I'd say it's listen, it's the only box I've opened, but I've opened them in prior years. I feel that this box was slightly under average. I feel like I've had some more interesting hits before, like a stamp embedded in a card, like with Caesar on it, or various map cards and that sort of thing. So, all right, thanks for joining me on that crack of 2021 Goodwin Champions. Always happy to support my friends at Upper Deck. All right, Albert Jones, did you receive that weekend card? I did. I received I bought those weekend cards, and I did receive them, but I haven't opened them yet. They're still in the packs. And Hockey Guy helps out. Jedrzejczyk. Oh, so the J is a yay. Got it. Thank you. Crypto Gamer. Pick of what? Crypto Gamer? Pro Crypto Gamer? All right, guys. I'm going to put these packs in the garbage, and then I'm going to show you my newly minted Mike Modano personal collection. It's only like 15 or so cards. I think 13 came in that big Modano collection that I bought, of which I sold 83 cards or so to my new friend Scott, mo.card.collection on Instagram. It's got the best Mike Modano collection I've ever seen. I just love his page on IG. Check it out, mo.card.collection. He's going to be showing the cards that I sold to him in the coming days. He's probably going to he's the guy, he does like 1 card a day sort of thing, and so we'll see as he shares those. All right, Dave Kaplan, does Carlos know about this? I don't know what you're talking about, Dave. Okay, so my Mike Modano collection. We've got, I'm just going to put them show them to you in the order that they're in here, and you can have a look. So random order, no special order, not from like best to worst or favorite to least favorite, anything like this. But Dave Kaplan says you're a Modano. Oh, I see what you're saying. Carlos, because I'm Carlos, collects Mike Modano. I don't think he knows about this. No, I doubt he would know about this. If he's watching, he'll know now. If you're watching, Carlos, check out my Modano collection. It will pale in comparison to yours, but mine is very small, and it's not going to get much bigger. It's not like I'm a Modano collector now. It's rather I acquired a beautiful collection. I kept these cards for myself, and maybe I'll add the odd card here or there, but I'm not like going to be a hardcore Mike Modano collector. No late 90s fire in here. No 90s at all. Here we go. I'll show you what we got. It's all like auto patch stuff. First up, 0910 Upper Decks the Cup signature patch numbered out of 75. There were a few of these in the collection, but this one just had a really nice, unique patch. And again, look at Mike. His autograph is amazing, but it's like the top of the star. You got green, black, gold, white. Just a really nice copy of the card. Not my favorite from the ones I kept. This is awesome. 2009-10 SP Authentic Rookie Review. Look at the patch on this. Numbered out of 100, on-card auto. These rookie reviews are some of my favorite like insert auto patch sets ever. They picture the player in their rookie year or at the draft in this case, and the patch is a player holding the Stanley Cup. Like the collection had like 10 of these. 10 or so of these. I kept this one. I think mo.card.collection bought 4 of them from me, and the rest either I sold it in Edmonton or are going to be on ComC. But amazing, amazing card. I love this card. So that's card number 2. Card number 3 is from SP Authentic 2011-12. 11-12 SP Authentic limited auto patch out of 25. Beautiful card. Keeping that one for myself. 06-07, the Cup limited logos out of 50. Second year Cup here. This is second year Cup. I don't love the patch, but it's 06-07 Cup. I mean, it's old already, and it's just great looking card. This one's neat. This is from 08-09, the Cup, and it's a Foundations auto patch out of 5. With NHL logo as the patches. So out of 5, this is the year that I went to the pack out at Upper Deck's facility. So I had held this card in the past. Every auto patch, every patch card from 08-09, the Cup has passed through my hands, including this one. So I've got one back. Really cool. Numbered out of 5. So these are rare. These cards, these Foundations out of 5, there's several parallels are tough to find. For player collectors, I should say. Lapper, kind of small, not going to get much bigger. Feel like I said that. Kaplan, let me know if you need his. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, sure. I still need his premier rookie. Sure. Yeah, Jeremy, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, same here. Love Mike Modano. Birds on the bat. Do you collect every year of the Cup, even if the design doesn't speak to you? No, I don't collect. No, I don't collect every year. I don't collect the Cup really. I collect just certain cards from it, but it's not like I collect the Cup. You know what I mean? Mike, this is from 2014-15 SP Authentic limited auto patch with a nice patch. These are out of 25. They're short prints. The Modanos are short prints in all these years because it's usually out of 100 in this limited auto patch insert set. But nice looking card. Next up, this is from 05-06 Ultimate Collection. This is just a patch, but I love the design. This is from the Crosby Ovechkin rookie year. It's out of 75. Nothing crazy special about it. Not hugely valuable, but I love the card. I just love it. And I have a Jarome Iginla from the same set, and I'm gonna pair them together. I think they look nice. So there's that one. Next up, I love these cards. I just love these 1920 Artifacts Artistic Impressions. Beautiful, beautiful card in my opinion. Numbered out of 24. I also have the Gretzky and the McDavid. So while Modano doesn't necessarily belong in that group, I couldn't let it go. I couldn't give Scott or anyone else a shot at this card. I'm keeping it. I love it. I love the design of these. Next up, this is another rare piece. This is from, I think it's 0910. Yeah, I think I can't really even read it. It's so small in the back there, but maybe it's 08, 09. I think it's 0910. Upper Deck Black, auto patch, on card, gold auto, 5 of 5. Like really a rare piece. Just a beauty. Just a beauty for my newly minted Mike Modano collection. Well, I mentioned here, it's funny, it's right here. I mentioned that with this Modano, I also have the Gretzky. Well, there it is. There's the Gretzky go along with the Modano. And I have the McDavid as well. I'm just not sure. I don't have it right here right now. So that's that. Then this is a great, I do this every time. 0506 Ultimate Collection endorsed emblems. Beautiful auto patch set. These are out of 35, I believe. Yep, 35. Just a beautiful aesthetic. Nice foil. All from Upper Deck, the Cup, SP Authentic, and Ultimate contain really the nicest auto patches, but then you get Artifacts put out some nice ones too, so I can't really say that. Another limited auto patch out of 25. This is from 15-16. So, well, you know, I now have like a run of the limited auto patches out of 25. This is a cool card. This is from 07-08, and I love these cards. Whenever I see them, they're out of 10 from Upper Deck's flagship product, the Big Playmakers. Like, these are just sick. I have a couple others from the set. I have a Mika Kiprasov and a Peter Bondra, of all players, a Peter Bondra. All right, down to just a few left. This is one that I actually had in my showcase at the show, but I decided afterwards that I was going to keep it because it's just nice. It's a classy card. It's from 17-18 SP Authentic. It's a rookie year milestones on-card autograph out of 29. I just thought it's a nice card. Look how young he is there in the old Minnesota North Stars jersey. Just a card I wanted to keep, so I keep it. Simple as that. Another Artifacts. This is the Honored Members Game Used Relics dual patch out of 27. When these came out, they were on fire. People were going for the set. There were only 27 cards made. So yeah, these are beautiful cards. And you know what? Listen, I'm showing you guys all these Modano cards right now, but what I'm really showing you, I feel, is like a cross section of some nice hockey cards. There are other players in these sets. You don't have to collect Mike Modano. You can go into this set here. I don't know how big the checklist was, probably 50, 60 cards. So many players. So what I hope you take away from this is like, that's a nice card. Now I want to find it in my player. And I think that's where this segment of the show could be really valuable. Next up, again, a card that I just couldn't give up. I don't know what it's worth. It's not, I don't think it's a highly pursued card, but I saw it and I just love the looks of it. It's from 2014-15 Upper Deck Ice. It's called a Frozen Foursome. It's out of 10. It's got Mike Modano, Ed Belfour, Brett Hull, and Marty Turco. All four players are worthy. They're all great players. I believe they're all Marty Turco, not a Hall of Famer. The other three are Hall of Famers. Just a really cool card with like the acetate coating on top. Yeah, beautiful card. Love it. Couldn't sell it in good conscience. These next two were in my showcase, but after I got home from the show, I'm like, you know, I'm going to keep these in my new Modano collection. So this came in another collection I bought in the past. This is from 08-09 Ultimate Collection, dual patch on card auto out of 25. Just a classy card. So nice. Like, what a great design. Love it. And then the final card, another one that was also in my showcase at the show, but after the show decided it's now my card, 14-15 SP Game Used Supreme patches out of 12. So you'll notice it's got the same patches as the Foundations card did, which is, you know, I keep saying these are my favorites. These cards are all my favorites. It's just the way I roll. But this card here, you can see it's the same patch from the same jersey. So this Supreme patch is the last card of my Mike Modano collection. Although no, I have to immediately retract that because I have two others sitting out here that I want to show you guys. So this also came in the collection. This guy here. So sorry, bad. This one here, I'll just show you both. So I have two of this card. Basically, I collect this set. These are 2011-12 Ultimate Collection premium patches out of 25. So I already had, it's always hard to do this. I already had this guy here. This was in my set. And then I found this one in the collection that I bought. And believe it or not, I decided to swap out from my personal collection. This one is now going to be available. And this is now going to go into my set. Quite simply because this is a set of like 40 cards or something. And so many of them have patches where the seams go vertically and fewer had the horizontal patch. So I thought, oh, I'll just mix up the look of my set overall, and I'll keep this one. So that's now in my set. And then the last one that I am going to show you, I love these cards. I know I'm crazy. I say that all the time. I don't even know what year this is from. It's like 03 maybe, but these are the first rounder draft picks, numbered out of 30 with just a game used patch in it. So I've always liked these cards. I've owned a couple in the past. I've sold some. I've bought them back, and I only have 3, but this card, I have the Steve Yzerman to go along with it, one of my favorite players of all time, you know, and then I have the Jeremy Roenick, which I just bought on eBay like in the last couple months. So I bought this in the last couple months for my PC because I collect Jeremy Roenick. So that goes to my Roenick collection, a small PC, like less than 15 cards. This came in the collection recently. And then this is a card that I had bought because I liked it. And then I'm like, I'm over it. I'm going to sell it. And now I bought it back for myself. It goes out of the inventory into the collection again, so that I now have 3 of these first rounders. And I can say I'm looking for more. I'm looking for more of these, but I'm not going to buy the whole checklist. If there's a player I don't care about, I don't need to complete the set. I just want the players that I want from the checklist. So if you know of any of these or have any, let me know. I am an interested party on those. All right, wow, there we go. I'm gonna go to the comments. I've been ignoring them for a bit here, so thank you everybody for that. Oh, Alex back in the house. Good to see you. Hockey guy, is this collection from a known Modano collector or a local guy? He was a local guy, but I think he was a known Modano collector. He was on the Hobby Insider boards for a long time, still is. Jake Dahl, seeing all those cool Modanos makes me want to get something of his tonight. Have fun. Good luck with that. Thank you, Jake. Nikola Tesla, you're a Hawks collector. Very cool. I just showed you, well, it's a Roenick card in Philadelphia. Philly jersey. Well, actually, look at that. Philly jersey, black. So this is awesome, actually. Philly jersey there, Blackhawks jersey there, and that's a piece from the Arizona Coyotes. So pretty funny. It's a full Frankenstein card right there. Hall of Fame collector here. Very good. Jordan says, I don't collect hockey, but these cards are beautiful. Thanks, Jordan. Appreciate that. I shouted you out earlier as someone who came up from the States to the show last week. Jake Dahl, is that SP game used 0304? Good. I don't know what this is from. I don't remember. It is SP game used. I see that on the back here, and I just can't see. The manufacturer year is 03. So 0304 or 0203. Thanks for that, Jake. Yeah, 02. I'm not sure which year it is. Quick eBay search will let us know. Jordan says, out of curiosity, why have you decided not to get any of these graded? Well, I haven't decided that. I haven't made that decision. They're just not graded currently. A lot of the thick cards I won't grade. I'm not a huge fan of graded thick cards. And maybe one day I will, though. Who knows? But it's not like the decision has been made not to grade these. Some of the cards that I showed tonight will eventually be graded, like the inserts, the hockey inserts. Thanks, Philly Joe. Glad you enjoyed that and happy to share. Nicola says, sweet card. In speaking of ice, I just picked up an Ultra Ice Medallion Datsuk out of 100 for $2 on eBay. I'm killing it with hockey. That's amazing. Very nice. Collectors League, Jeremy, how much for the collection? $5, man. $5. It's all yours for sure. For sure. No worries, Jordan. Hockey guy says the first rounds are 0203. Thank you for that. Being the first round draft picks, they're called first rounders draft picks. I love these cards. I've always, because they're out of 30. Back in 0203, that was really rare. Now it's, now 30 isn't much, but I still love them. I don't know. It's just it's almost nostalgic. These cards are almost nostalgic for me now. Nicola says, I'm getting involved in vintage cigarette boxing cards too. Look, I'm mostly a hockey collector, but vintage boxing cards are really appealing. Listen, if they speak to you, collect them. That's all that matters. Just enjoy it. Enjoy your hobby. There's been a lot of drama in the hobby in the last month, it feels to me. And I'm just kind of trying to steer clear of it all. It's not where I get my enjoyment from in the hobby. I get my enjoyment in the hobby from interacting with people, doing this show, talking to you guys, sharing my experience, and enjoying my cards. So while some of this drama that I've witnessed recently doesn't appeal to me, the way that I stay grounded and centered and positive about this hobby is I go back to the cards. I go back to my cards, and I go to my friends in the hobby that are maybe, kind of not aware of some of the drama. And I talk to them because we have good card talks and we work out deals and we share information. And I don't know, pretty positive for me. And but again, to this comment here from Nikola Tesla, collect what you like, because on your down days when you're pissed off or you're upset with the hobby and the drama and some of the people, go back to your cards that you love and reground yourself. Junkyard, do you think Ovechkin will break the goal scoring record? Listen, I've been skeptical of it for a long time. He did score 50 this year as a 36-year-old. He's still got a ways to go though. So listen, it's still gonna be tough. If he keeps up his pace, sure, but he's got to keep it up for 3.5 more years or so, and he has to avoid injury. A lot of things have to go right for it to happen. So look, I think there's a chance. Right now I'm more positive. I'm more in the area of yes, he can do it than I've ever been, but that's because he just came off a 50 goal season and counting. All right, Jeremy, send me the PayPal. Jordan, do you remember which of those you pack pulled? None, probably. Of the cards that I've shown tonight, none. Does the card mean more to you if you pull it yourself? That's a good question right there. Sort of, but it has to be more than just a card I pulled myself. It has to fit into my collection. As far as vintage goes, I sold my childhood Mario Lemieux rookie that I had graded as a PSA 8. I sold it and I regret that. I wish I didn't sell it, even though I have a better copy. I'd still rather have my own pack pulled 85 Lemieux. What's up, Curmudgeon? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. You're late, but better late than never. Brendan Ryan, yeah, if you're talking about kind of how to ground yourself and just, kind of if you don't enjoy the drama and the hobby, and, for the longest time, Instagram was such a great place to be, and it's gone downhill in the last month or two, I'd say. For me, it's just become less and less enjoyable. Just is what it is. All right. Nicholas says, dude, you're talking to me. Dude, Ovechkin will almost certainly break Gretzky's record. Look, I hate to say that. I think he's merely a sniper, but whatever, he breaks the record, his young gun will go apex. Yeah, listen, I love Alexander Ovechkin. I do. I love Sidney Crosby. Ovechkin has a better personality. He's a goal scorer. That's what you want, right? I mean, that's what sports are about, is offense. And I hope he breaks the record. I do. I want him to break the record. It won't hurt Gretzky, because someone once asked me if and when Ovechkin passes Gretzky's goals record, will it hurt Gretzky cards? The answer is an astounding no. It's not going to matter for Gretzky's cards. Gretzky still has 60 records. The fact that Ovechkin breaks it, I think it brings more attention to Gretzky, and I think it's a good thing. It's good for the hobby. It's good for Ovechkin. I hope he does. Will he do it? I don't know. Nikola Tesla says he will almost certainly. I mean, a lot of things have to go right, as I said. So I'm not as bullish as you are, but he can do it, and I hope he does. Hockey Guy says, collect what you like. People telling you what to collect or how to collect are odd. Very true. Appreciate that, Jeremy. You're the best. Jordan says, will you be going to any of the Dallas shows this year? Jordan, I mean, I've been saying I'm going to get to one this year, and I want to. I think I will. I'm going to say I think I will. I think I will. Shout out to Philippines collectors, 100%. Shout out to all international collectors. Heck, from the U.S. perspective, I'm an international collector here in Canada. But shout out to the collectors in the Philippines. No doubt about it. Jeremy will be in Dallas, Jordan. Jordan says 3 years from now, who do you anticipate being the 3 best players in the NHL? Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews. I'm not saying Draisaitl. I just don't like him. His game doesn't do anything for me. It's almost like it's almost like he's just not even trying out there, but that's how good he is. He doesn't even need to try to be a top player. Third bet, I mean, look, I could say Johnny Gaudreau, who's my local guy, and his, have a great season this year. But what was the question? How many years from now? 3 years from now? I don't know. Anyone else have any suggestions? Because there are so many good young players in the league. Like, man, it's tough to say. It's tough to say who the third guy is. But I think McDavid and Matthews are pretty much locks at 1-2 at this point. And the third could be a lot of different people. It could be Pasternak. It could be Barzal by then if he turns his game around. It could be Pettersson in Vancouver if he comes back from the sophomore slump. Johnny Gaudreau could be that. Sebastian Aho could be that. I mean, I know I'm missing players here. Albert Jones throws out Kyle Connor. Maybe. I mean, he's a great goal scorer. Nicholas says, I collect Chicago Blackhawks, Hall, Nikita, Espo, Belfour, Roenick. So I love all those guys, man. Those are great players to collect. Jeremy says, I learned hockey collecting by listening to you. So much information. I'm glad you do, man. Come get it here. All right, I'm at the bottom of the comments. Now I'm not anymore. Kaplan says, Elias Pettersson has over 30 goals this year. Right. EP 40, right? I believe he wears number 40 for the Vancouver Canucks. He had an astonishing rookie year, a great rookie year. Sophomore year, not as good. I think he's in his third season right now. And he's having a great year. Great year. Joe Sakic, what's the top card on your hockey want list these days if you want to share? I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, I'm not going to get it, but maybe an Ovechkin 2012 PMG green. I don't have one of those. That would be up there for me. I've got my favorite cards. So again, as I said earlier, guys, my favorite cards in the hobby. Look, I like a lot of cards, so I'm not going to say in the hobby. My favorite modern cards are from our Upper Deck Fleer hockey cards from 2012 through the 2017 season, the Fleer Retro and the Fleer Showcase. Within those sets, I like 3 inserts the best: the Essential Credentials, the Jambalayas, and the Precious Metal Gems. I've got a lot of all these things. So it's like nothing in there is really, except for maybe that Ovechkin. I got the Essential Credentials covered off. I got most of the Jambalayas covered off. So I don't know. I can't. It's like I don't know, man. Tough to say. Appreciate that. Excellent job working the comments. Thank you so much, my guy. Thank you so much. Ingloria says, do you think hockey will grow in popularity in America? I do. I definitely think it will. Hockey's my number 1, 2 as well. Basketball number 2, football number 3, baseball number 4. No, I'll put baseball ahead of football, actually. Sorry. Julian says, how do you feel about collecting cards of all-time greats in a jersey other than the one they were best known for? Yeah, that's a great question. Like, for me, Michael Jordan, I'm not interested in his Wizards cards. I'm just not. Ray Bork, I'm not interested in his Colorado Avalanche cards. Today I had to make the decision between 2. I was keeping one. I kept the Bruins card. I want them in the jersey they are best known for. Those are my high-level feelings. Joe Sacco, hey, Jeremy, Mike comments were turned off. I pulled my Ovechkin rookie, and I love it. Even sold my Gretzky. Good job, Joe Sacco. Nice to pull a card that you really like. Jordan Riker, is Kirill Kaprizov not in the conversation? I don't think he's not in the conversation for me, Jordan. He's a dynamic player. He's having a great year, top 10 in scoring. Problem with Kirill, and maybe this isn't a problem. Maybe this will work for him. From a hobby perspective, he's a 26-year-old rookie, or he was. But from a performance perspective, that may be good. He's more mature. He's a more mature player, so maybe it will. Al throws out Bedard, who's not even in the league yet or drafted. But he could be. He could be a top player in 3 years. Julian says, like a Gretzky Rangers or Blues card. I do have interest in Gretzky card. Gretzky's in a class of his own, right? For me, some cards, not all of them, but some cards, yeah, I do have interest. Did I crack Skybox Metal from this year? Well, that was a while ago, Dave. I did 4 boxes. Nicola, dude, hockey can do nothing but grow, and I'm buying all of it up at the moment. All right, so we're going head to head on some cards probably then here and there without knowing it. Raj Dillon, thumbs up, like and subscribe, and ring the bell icon. Thank you, Raj. Yes, yes, thank you. Like, subscribe, all that. Thank you, everybody. Jeremy, do you have any C55 vintage hockey cards? Yeah, I have the whole set actually, Jake. I have the whole set. I also have the whole C56 set and almost all the C55s. Joe Sakic, when are you going to start collecting wrestling cards? I have a wrestling card. I have the Hulk Hogan PMG, and I'm probably good at that. Dave Kaplan wants to know, is Teemu best known for his time as a Duck? I know, right? Right, Dave? Like, yeah, he is. We have to admit it. We have to admit he is. He won his cup there. He played his career, most of his career. They had short stints in Colorado and San Jose, but he started his career in Winnipeg, and I collect him in any uniform because Teemu is my guy. He's my number one guy. He's not my number one PC in my collection. That would go to Dale Hawerchuk. I have more Hawerchuk cards than any other player, but Teemu is my favorite player of all time. Yeah, Albert makes a good point here. Bork won his cup with the Avalanche. He did, but he only played 1 year there. He played 23 years or something with the Boston Bruins, so I still stick with him with the Bruins. And Jordan says the NFL has an annual HBO docu-series where cameras follow one team around during the preseason. Which NHL team would be best for a similar docu-series? Oh, that's a fun question. I mean, listen, if you look at the top 10 scorers in the NHL right now, like as of 2 days ago, there were 7 players playing for Canadian teams, which is like unheard of. It never happens, but that happened this year. One of them for the Canucks, 2 for the Leafs, 2 for the Oilers, and 2 for the Flames. I believe that's right. So, the Leafs or the Oilers are good candidates because you've got so many good young players. The Calgary Flames my team might be the best. You got Daryl Sutter as coach, probably the best coach in the NHL. I am biased, I admit it. You've got a great deep team. All areas are covered. Goaltending, defense, and forwards are all top-notch this season. And they apparently have an amazing chemistry in the locker room. That's what you hear from the new players that come in. I know they're not going to say much different, but you hear that with conviction. So I might say the Flames. Outside of that, I mean, where are the best ratings going to come from? Well, LA, New York, Chicago, Detroit, right? An original 6-team sort of thing. So it's a great question, Jordan. Dave Kaplan, I think, there was a docu-series on the Leafs. I didn't see it, but there was one. Lapper says there are docu-series done by different NHL teams put out on their YouTube team page. Okay, it's great that they're doing it, but YouTube, like, why can't we get picked up? Nicola, look, I've been expanding my business collection into boxing and even some vintage football. Jack Dempsey, Walter Payton, those 1938 Churchmans are some sweet cards. Yeah, I have a Churchman, Joe Louis or something like that. They are sweet cards. I'm with you. I love the Churchmans are very cool cards. Yeah, keep on collecting them. It sounds like you know exactly what you're doing. Raj says, what caused Crosby to drop below Ovi as the hobby favorite? It's the goals. Ovi is on the radar right now. That's what it is. You look back though, I would venture to say that 10 years after they both retire, Crosby will be ranked higher than Ovechkin on the all-time list of best players. Inglorious agrees with that. Brendan says Dunkin' Donuts in Canada have hockey cards. They need to bring them here in the States. It's called Tim Hortons, Brendan, but yes, they do have. We don't have Dunkin' Donuts up here. Lapper says the Avs docu-series is super, super well produced. Check it out. Very cool. And Francesco, starting to realize that non-auto, non-rookie inserts are kind of boring. That includes PMGs. Give me an on-card game worn over anything long-term. That's where the value is. I mean, that's your outlook. I spent a lot of time collecting on-card auto patch cards, and I just the whole fake patch issue really bothered me, and I kind of got away from it, and I got big into inserts. And so for me, I like both. I like both. So, but if that's where you think the long-term value is, and you prefer them, collect what you like. That's all it comes down to. Collect what you really enjoy and where you see future value, if that's important to you. Definitely. Oh, you got it, Brendan. No problem. It basically is our version. Although Tim Hortons, has that been around longer than Dunkin' Donuts? It might have been. Joe Sacco says, I would say Matthews is up there and I don't have one. I would love the pool when it's getting expensive. I would love the pool when it's getting expensive. Oh, I guess you mean like a fractional type of thing. All right. Okay. I think we've done enough. We're almost at 2 hours here on After Hours. That's a long episode. And I've been doing all the talking. None of you guys have been saying anything verbally, but I can't hold it against you. You don't have a mic. Dave Kaplan says, what's your favorite Guy Lafleur card? Oh, man, Dave. I don't know. I mean, first of all, his rookie card, the 71-72 O-Pee-Chee set and top set are some of the best designs in vintage hockey. They're beautiful cards. I might just, to get out of this one, I might just say his rookie card at this point. I'm just not sure. Because he's got, I mean, Lafleur's been around a long time, right? But that rookie card is just a beautiful specimen of cardboard. And Nicholas says it was just a matter of time. OV cards have easily overtaken Crosby as far as value, no doubt. Oh, and his young gun will go through the roof when he breaks Gretzky's goals record. Yeah, if he does. Although, will it? The real question is, will it? Or is it already baked in? I'd venture to say it's not going to go through the roof when he breaks that record. It'll peak. It will peak when it's a given that barring injury, he will get there. And that might be when he's 20 goals away. So, and then it's going to happen. And then they're going to go down in value. That's what happened. Not a lot, but they're going to go up, up, up. They're going to peak at that 20 goal away from the record, and then they're going to come back down, and then they're going to level out. That's how the hobby works. Jordan says, you show the monthly premiere PWCC auctions, but not sure I have heard much about the weekly premiere. How active are you in those? So I don't cover them on the show because they end on Sundays. I do Collectible Live on Sundays. I haven't ever sold anything in their weekly until tomorrow, which I covered earlier tonight. And as for purchasing, I think I bought like 4 cards in the weekly, and I can actually find it here. My buying. I'm going to go into my buying here, and I think I can actually sort by. Oh, wow. Oh, I lost it. Oh, I thought it said it's showing up a card here, but I thought I didn't win. I bid on it, but I didn't win it. I picked up a few cards in their weekly. So I don't know how many, because it's actually going back in time further to back when they were on eBay on here. So yeah, I picked up a few. Yeah, I look at it and I look for cards. And if there's a card that I like, I'll bid on it. And if there's a card I really like, you know, if there's a card I like, I'll bid on it and hope to win it. If there's a card I really like, I'll get aggressive on it. Joe Sakic says, nobody loves OV Young Guns more than me, but man, they're overpriced. Well, are they? Are they overpriced, or are there a lot of people that want one, so the price is exactly where it needs to be? See, when it comes to a commodity card, and it is a commodity card, I don't think overpriced is a thing. I think what you mean, Alex, and I mean, you know, forgive me for telling you what you mean, but my perspective is that you think it's overvalued relative to where it should be. But is it overpriced? I mean, I think there's a distinction there. And to me, on commodity cards, the market should work. It should work, and I think it does. I think the market works there, and they're right where they need to be. But as we know, it's volatile, and tomorrow it could come down 10%, no problem. You go on to say compared to what's out there. So that's more context for me, and I appreciate that. And maybe they are. And see, this is where, again, I'm not going to say overpriced I'm not going to say overpriced or overvalued, because the market decides what the price or the value is. But if we're saying it's overvalued in our opinion compared to what else is out there, that I could see. Like he has rookie cards that are numbered out of, you know, they're produced in way less quantities than the Young Guns, like his SBK Muse or his Trilogy or his Artifacts. Those are all out of way less than, you know, the amount of Young Guns that were produced. And then there's parallels of those that are out of 25 or 50 that are probably cheaper than his Young Guns. And to me, there's good value opportunity there in those other cards. To me, it doesn't mean the Young Guns is overpriced or overvalued. It means those other ones are underpriced and undervalued. That's where I get. And I think it's because of a lack of awareness. Those markets are not working perfectly. Whereas I think that the Young Guns market works because it's a commodity card. Hope that came out well. I'm not sure if it did. All right, Nicola, when Ovechkin breaks Gretzky's record, his Young Gun will do the same thing Maguire's Olympic did when he was smashing it out with Sosa. So if you want to make a couple of bucks, well, I think again, it's like the Hall of Fame thing. Hall of Fame players, rookie cards and cards they don't spike in value on the day they're inducted into the Hall of Fame. No, they peak. They peak like in the days leading up to the announcement of who's going to be in the Hall of Fame, which is usually like a January thing for a June induction. It's the same thing here. Cards peak before you think they will. So that's just a bit of advice for you, Nikola Tesla. If you're planning to sell these things after the record is broken, you're going to leave money on the table. Albert Pujols has a big milestone coming up, 700 home runs. Makes sense. And yeah, I think it makes sense what I was saying to you there, Alex. I hope it does, because yeah, I think some cards, and again, undervalued, overvalued it's hard for me to really use those terms. But in an imperfect market on a certain card, which is usually one that's very rare, you just don't have a perfect market. When those cards come for sale, very few people even know about them. It's not like they're all up on eBay sort of thing where you get the most eyeballs. So yeah, all right. I will bet anything that when Ovechkin starts legitimately flirting with the all-time great goals record, his Young Gun is going to hit astronomical levels, like it's going for more than a Gretzky rookie, no doubt. You're talking about, yeah, so now we're on the same page, though. I brought you back closer to where I am, because you are saying legitimately flirting, and that's what I'm saying. That's when you will see the card peak. Now, go for more than a Gretzky rookie? No. A PSA 10 Ovechkin will never sell for as much as a PSA 10 Gretzky. A PSA 9 Ovechkin rookie will never sell for as much as a PSA 9 Gretzky rookie. It's just they just won't. I shouldn't say never, but I don't see it happening. Young Guns are seen as the commodity rookie, which is why it's the highest. Okay, fair enough. Of the common rookies, yes, I agree with that. Can you talk about the upcoming Toronto Expo a bit? Anything unique you're expecting? No, I mean, I've been to the show 30 times. So what unique? What will be unique about it, Jordan, is the blend of vendors will be unique to that region, to that show, to that iteration of that show. That will be unique. I think we'll see more corporate presence from more companies in the hobby, because there are just more companies in the hobby now than there's ever been. So we'll see a bit more of that. And I will tell you this too. The November Expo in Toronto was a resounding success. It was an excellent show, and it was an evolved show. And there were so many new attendees that came up, and vendors from the US who are going to be sharing their experience with their colleagues and fellow hobbyists in the US. I think we're going to see the most US attendees and international attendees than we've ever seen. And yeah, it's just, I'm totally excited for it. The weather's going to be great. June 2nd to 5th. There should still be playoff hockey going on. Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. Alex is not joking when he says hopefully the sausage guy is there. There is a meat vendor at the Toronto Expo. Jordan says, how do you determine what blend of hockey cards you bring to Toronto versus the other sports you collect? I mean, I bring my inventory with me. There's really very little determination involved, especially now that I moved so much stuff to consignment sellers in Edmonton last week, that I now have a manageable and travelable level of inventory. Would you invite Professor Jordan B. Peterson to do it on a deep dive on the? Yeah, of course I would. I would love to. Oh, would he accept? Would he even get my message? Probably not. But yeah, I would love to have Jordan Peterson on my show to talk about the collector's mindset. 100%. That'd be amazing. Nicola, dude, hockey is my thing. Don't know why Young Guns are so treasured, but they are, and I personally couldn't care less about them. But fellow collectors pay good money for them, and I flip cards. Yeah, they're great for flipping. I'm of the same mindset as you right there. I'm all about hockey cards. I'm all about rookie cards. I'm all about, flipping cards here and there, finding a new home, buying a collection. The collection I just bought had a BGS 8.5 Ovechkin Young Guns in it. Did I keep it for myself? No, I have no interest in it for myself. It's for sale. I think, I don't know if I kept it or if it's going to be on an upcoming PWCC weekly auction, but it's definitely a card that I'm looking to move. So I'm with you. Collectors pay good money for them. And as these collectors, I believe as these collectors become more experienced and their tastes evolve, as they will, because our tastes change, I think they will start to look for the rarer version, the rarer cards. And they may start to care less about Young Guns like you and I do, Nikola Tesla. So perhaps a small amount may follow our tracks there. Jordan wants to know, have I ever been referred to as a dude so much in one show? Not that I recall, but I'm all about it. I use the word dude all the time, so I'm all good with it. And Nikola Tesla is, I don't know, I really like the tone, so it's all good. All right, end of the comments again. I think I said that 10 minutes ago. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to call it a night, everybody. I've been live here for just shy of 4 hours. It's been a fun night, so I'll start to wrap up. And from the earlier show, thank the guys from Liquid Marketplace. That was a great show. Really, if you didn't watch it because you weren't interested when you saw the YouTube thumbnail or my Instagram promo on it, I'd say go watch that show. 3 really good guys, and they explained exactly what they were doing. There were no questions dodged. These guys are willing to answer all the tough questions, and they did. So check it out. Give them a bit of your attention, and who knows, maybe the Liquid Marketplace will be for you. Otherwise, tomorrow, Collectible Live. I'll be going live 7 o'clock Eastern with Jack Settleman on the Collectible YouTube channel. And next week on the show, Mike Giuseppe from Sports Cards Nonsense, a podcast hosted on the Ringer platform, will be joining me to talk about what he has going on. And we got to hang out at the Mint Collective. Really fun guy. Really got to like and know him pretty well. So excited to have Mike on next week. So be here to check that out. Otherwise, Philly Joe, good night to you. Thank you, Albert. Most bizarre card I saw at the Edmonton Expo? I don't know. I'm not sure. Sorry, Bo, I can't answer that. Thanks, Brendan Ryan. Junkyard, thank you for that comment. That's what's important, that we can provide some good information out there. Francesco, who made Chris and Josh over a card ladder to the Emperors of the Hobby? I didn't know they were the Emperors of the Hobby, but I'll tell you, the only people that can make anybody the Emperors of the Hobby really are themselves. That's how you become the Emperor of the Hobby. But I don't know. I'm unaware of that. Nicola, that's just how I talk. Cards get me really enthused. These conversations are fantastic. So yeah, dude, I love it. Hey, you're always welcome on the show, Nicola. I've enjoyed your comments tonight, and I can tell you're passionate, and that's what I want to. I want to talk to passionate hobbyists. We don't have to agree on everything. Like, is Ovechkin the best player? We don't have to agree on these things, but let's talk about it and have fun and collab. We have cardboard in common, at least. Thanks, Anthony George. Appreciate that. Francesco says you're still talking about like Francesco. This is the drama that I'm not interested in. So I mean, listen, I guess you can bring up whatever you want, but I'm done responding to that. Not interested. Okay. That's great, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining tonight. I had a lot of fun. Thanks for indulging me in the cards I picked up at the Expo, my new Mike Modano collection, what I got going on PWCC tomorrow that I'm selling, and the opening of the box of Goodwin. That was fun. That was a fun night. Time to see the Great Curator, I guess. I'm familiar with that handle. I don't know much about the Great Curator. I believe he's a collector. I believe it was set up at the Mint Collected, but I've never met him. Thanks, Lapper. Appreciate you as always. All right, I'm ending it, guys. That was fun. Oh, one more comment here from Nicola. I started collecting in 88, left the hobby around 98, got back in 16, and now it's how I make my living. Oh, so you're a full-timer. Well, good job, man. Good job. And thanks for joining us tonight. That's it. No more comments. I'm going to block them so I can't see them. Thanks, everybody, for joining. This was fun. We will see you back next week or tomorrow on Collectible Live if you choose to watch. Have a great week ahead, everybody. Thanks a lot.